Recording shows white Berkeley law dean appearing to tell class that he illegally discriminates against potential hires to boost diversity. And here's the best part. And bragging that he'll deny it if he's deposed. He's literally telling you, even if this goes to court and I'm under oath, I'm just going to lie about it. They can't prove it either way. I'm just going to lie about it. Well, it doesn't work if you're on tape saying this is what you're going to do. In fact, if you try to lie about it with this evidence out there, you're probably just going to get a slap on the wrist and charged $1, given how our legal system works. So Berkeley law dean Erwin Chemerinsky has been filmed suggesting to a class that he illegally discriminates against potential hires to boost racial diversity. Chemerinsky is seen telling students how unstated affirmative action can be achieved when a college or university doesn't tell anybody and doesn't make any public statements about doing so. Well, two can play at this game. You can also do the reverse, you know. You can not hire certain groups of people, and it's fine as long as you don't tell anyone you're doing it, right? Now, all of a sudden, you'd want to sue people like that, wouldn't you? So I'll give you an example from our law school. If I'm ever deposed, I'm going to deny I said this to you, he continued. Well, you can't deny it now that it's on tape, can you? When we do faculty hiring, we're quite conscious that diversity is important to us, and we say diversity is important. It's fine to say that. I mean, he's not wrong about that. Just saying that is fine. The video filmed by, I think, of Chemerinsky during a constitutional law class last spring semester was twatted by racist theory opponent Christopher Rufo on Thursday. And it surfaced in the days following the Supreme Court ruling against affirmative action in college admissions. Affirmative action has been illegal in California, where Berkeley is based, since 1996, but it's never enforced. And the tablet screen visible on Chemerinsky's desk suggests the clip was a recent one. At least since tablets existed. Chemerinsky has said that he is very careful that when we have faculty appointments committee meeting, anytime someone says we should really prefer this candidate or that candidate because this person would add diversity, don't say that. Yet you're not careful enough to avoid. I mean, this right here would be like a murderer coming to speak at a college and telling everybody, oh, yeah, this is how I did it. This is how I did it. But I'm going to deny it. I'm going to plead innocent if the courts ever come after me for this. You can think it, you can vote it, but our discussions are not privileged. So don't ever articulate that that's what you're doing. Okay. Did you think that this lecture was privileged? That it couldn't get out? What the hell? This guy is, this is a typical academic. Most of them are this stupid. The law school dean said it's easier for faculty hiring, however, less so for student admissions because of statistical measure. Proposition 209 is a California ballot prop, which upon approval in November in 1996 amended the state constitution. It prohibits the state governmental institutions from considering race, sex, or ethnicity specifically in areas of public employment, public contracting, and public indoctrination. They implemented this before the woke craze, when they were just worried about discrimination against BIPOC. Now that they want to discriminate against whites and men, that they're like, oh man, why did we make racism illegal? I can't believe we're not allowed to be racist against white people. In current year -3, the University of California supported a ballot initiative to repeal Prop 209, but state voters rejected that change 57% to 43%, meaning the affirmative action remains illegal there. Translation, racism remains illegal in California. Now actually start enforcing it, please. Chemerinsky told Daily Mail that it was not the entirety of his remarks. Drop the entire recording then. I recorded my class for students who were not present, he said. Someone accessed it and excerpted it from a class. It is constitutional law, and this past spring semester. As per existing California law, the Berkeley School cannot and does not consider race in any of its hiring and admissions decisions. Except here you are on tape admitting you do, and you just take precautions to make sure you don't get caught. And those who were actually in the room and heard the entirety of my remarks, not one isolated portion fully understood that. Leak the whole thing now. Because they always do this, right? Oh, my remarks were taken out of context. Oh, yeah, we knew you'd say that. That's why we posted the entire 2 hour long lecture. That entire 2 hour long lecture was taken out of context. Twitter was, X was in a frenzy following the video surfacing someone slamming Kaminsky as shockingly wrong for admitting he'd break the law for his political views. He's not only telling them that he's breaking the law, he's also announcing that he will commit perjury if he's ever deposed on the question. Another said, this is such a key point. Schools and business should be striving for diversity of perspective and of thought, not solely of skin color or sexual preference. Well, the diversity of thought and perspective, that's what they don't want. If you don't align 100% with them, you're literally worse than Hitler. Didn't you know that? And you wouldn't want Hitler in your school, would you? Although if Hitler did get into that art school, maybe history would have been a little bit different. Just saying. McCormick, professor of jurisprudence and Princeton academic Robert George, said the video revealed a lack of diversity and viewpoint on faculty. What Dean Kaminsky reveals is that here is the most glaring way is the lack of diversity of viewpoint diversity on his faculty. He can say to them that he reports what he reports saying to them when they're violating the law, only because he can count on them to share his ideological commitments. I guess he thought the same of the students. He thought all the students were on his side too, just like all of his fellow faculty, and no one would dare leak that. And he found out otherwise. Yeah, he thought he was preaching to the choir. Yeah. No, the right is starting to do the same shit the left did. They're starting to infiltrate leftist spaces. They play along, parrot the talking points, and then try to bring about change from within. Let's just say, leaking things to the media, to right-wing content creators. They really don't like it when their own tactics are used against them, do they? But hey, you set this precedent. Just like with the oil protesters, you set the precedent of showing up to rival gatherings and shouting them down and pulling fire alarms, making it so they can't speak. Guess what? Now we get to do the same to you. Now that being belligerent and shouting people down is viewed as protected free speech and protest, guess what we're going to do every time you have events in our area? We're going to participate in our own protected free speech and protesting.